I think the Trump effect, I actually think, is so far still underestimated.
Everyone is calling it the Trump effect. The Trump effect. Since the election, the stock market has surged and small business optimism has soared a record 41 points to a 39-year high. Bitcoin has shattered one record high after another.
I think when the largest economy in the world is, I think, going to shift significantly, and I think there is going to be a Trump effect domestically, but the pun intended ripple effect of that outside the United States, I think, is going to be significant also, where, it's just the U.S. has an outsized influence. The business for Ripple in the United States has been frozen for 4 years. They filed a lawsuit in December 2020, and for the last 4 years, our ability to do business in the United States in terms of our signing institutions to use our technologies, it's basically been locked out.
Right.
And that's going to change. When the largest economy in the world and the institutions there feel handcuffs off, I think we may have underestimated how those headwinds that we've all experienced are going to shift to tailwinds. And I'm very optimistic about what it's going to look like.
Trump promised to make America the capital of crypto. Joining us now is President Trump's AI and crypto czar, David Sachs.
For the last 4 years, the Biden administration has basically prosecuted and persecuted crypto companies, really driving them offshore. I've heard so many outrageous stories by founders, by entrepreneurs. The Biden administration would not tell them what the rules of the road were, and they would then get prosecuted. And what the industry wants more than anything else is regulatory clarity. They're saying, just tell us what the rules are, we will abide by them. And the Biden administration would never do that. And because of that, all the innovation was basically moving offshore, and America was about to lose this technology of the future. And we want that innovation happening here in the United States. And I think it now will happen in the United States because President Trump has declared that the U.S. must be the crypto capital of the world.
This country is going to be boomtown.
Boomtown.
Welcome to the DeFi Standard, and this is Mickey B. Fresh.
A historic turning point has taken place. A new chapter in history begins as President Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States, and the crypto industry stands on the brink of its greatest transformation. For years, we endured a crypto ice age where innovation froze under the weight of stifling regulations and unclear policies and restricted financial access by institutions. But now, the thaw has begun. Trump's economic vision, first unveiled during his landmark speech at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville, is now becoming reality. In July, he pledged to be the first crypto president and vowed to make America the crypto capital of the world. These weren't empty promises. They were a declaration of intent to elevate crypto as a national priority and unleash blockchain innovation to fuel America's next economic renaissance. Today, the wheels are in motion. The Crypto Council, chaired by Trump's newly appointed crypto czar, David Sachs, is about to take shape. Sachs is a trusted advisor, an entrepreneurial reformer, and regulatory skeptic, and has been tasked with leading this transformation. A presidential appointed czar wields significant influence, directly reporting to the president to implement critical national priorities. Included in the discussions in this council will be a stablecoin framework, which will be a priority for Trump to expand dollar hegemony and to drive demand for treasury bills, which is critical to funding the $1.7 trillion budget deficit.
Is this promises made, promises kept? Because Donald Trump said on July 27th that he would stop federal agencies from targeting the crypto industry. He made good on that promise today, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, President Trump campaigned to be the first crypto president. He gave a now famous speech in Nashville where he described how he was going to change the regulatory environment for crypto. And he has now acted on that promise. He signed this executive order today. He's directed our working group to produce a regulatory framework that's going to encourage innovation in crypto in the United States, keeping the industry onshore rather than driving it offshore, which is what was happening under the Biden administration.
The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. You know, Donald Trump has been kind of a crypto advocate and the crypto president by his self-proclamation around that for a number of months during the campaign.
Ultimately, my promise to each and every one of you is this: I will be the pro-innovation and pro-Bitcoin president that America needs and our citizens deserve. This will be one industry, but this will be a thriving industry, a great industry. And we're going to make that one of the greatest industries on earth. This will go down as a very important day in the history of your industry. Together, you are building America's future with your own smarts, your own grit, and your own skin in the game. You have a lot of skin in the game, and that's what you're doing. It takes courage to do it. Most people don't have that courage. My job will be to set you free and to let you do what Americans do best and what you're going to do better than anybody. Win, win, win. You're going to win, win, win. We're going to win so much, you may even get tired of winning. And you'll say, please, please, it's too much winning. We can't take it anymore. Mr. President, it's too much. And I'll say, no, it isn't. We have to keep winning. We have to win more. And instead of attacking industries of the future, we will embrace them, including making America the world capital for crypto and Bitcoin.
Trump embraced crypto, and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
I've also called on Congress to pass landmark legislation creating simple, common sense rules for stablecoins and market structure. With the right legal framework, institutions large and small will be liberated to invest, innovate, and take part in one of the most exciting technological revolutions in modern history. It's so big, it's, I think, as big as you can get. Pioneers like you will be able to improve our banking and payment system and promote greater privacy, safety, security, and wealth for American consumers and businesses alike. You will unleash an explosion of economic growth, and with the dollar-backed stablecoins, you'll help expand the dominance of the U.S. dollar, and many, many years to come, it'll be at the top, and that's where we want to keep it. We only want to keep it at the top, always. I can already see that the energy and passion of the crypto community is the kind of spirit that built our country, and it is exciting to watch as you invent the future of finance. And right here, it's going to be right here in the USA, the good old USA. Together, we will make America the undisputed Bitcoin superpower and the crypto capital of the world.
And again, if there's one thing I would emphasize to this audience, we are underestimating the tailwinds from the shift of the last 6 months. The largest economy in the world has been quite hostile to our industry and is now moving the other direction quickly. And I think we underestimate those tailwinds.
Yeah.
It's a totally new day, and I could not be happier. It's a new dawn for crypto in the United States, and I think we really can make this the heartbeat of the crypto and blockchain industry. You know, Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
Crypto will skyrocket like never before, even beyond your expectations.
We bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years. I think we're finally going to get that clarity.
Upon taking office, I will immediately appoint a Bitcoin and Crypto Presidential Advisory Council. Their task will be to design transparent regulatory guidance for the benefit of the entire industry, and they will get it done in 100 days. We will have regulations, but from now on, the rules will be written by people who love your industry, not hate your industry. People that want to make it clear and simple, straightforward and fair. People that want to see your industry thrive.
And we finally, I think, have a crypto president. The crypto industry has embraced Trump. Trump has embraced the crypto industry.
He really has. He really has.
I think it's very genuine, and I think he sees the opportunity. He sees innovation. He sees entrepreneurship. And look, I'm very excited about what the future holds.
You're going to have a great industry, and we're going to be fuel for your industry, not demolish your industry. America will once again be a nation that protects property rights, privacy, freedom of transaction, freedom of association, and freedom of speech. And I will always defend the right to self-custody. Self-custody. I will cut unnecessary and burdensome regulations, fight every day to make America the best place on earth to build a business, including a crypto business. The danger to our financial future does not come from crypto, it comes from Washington, D.C. I will appoint a new SEC chairman who believes America should build the future, not block the future, which is what they're doing.
It's a new dawn for crypto in the United States, and I think we really can make this the heartbeat of the crypto and blockchain industry. Well, we're definitely already seeing a change in the domestic interest. The 6 weeks after President Trump was elected, we signed more deals in the United States than we had in the previous 6 months. Then the United States is finally unlocked, and I think people are underestimating how big that change is, and you'll see that continue to play out this year. The Trump effect, if you will, is profound. You're seeing that in asset prices, but you're also going to see that in the adoption of these technologies. I think what the president has already done is, and he has used the expression, promises made, promises delivered. The unlock for U.S. financial institutions is absolutely happening. Banks that were really hesitant and really nervous about touching crypto technologies or even helping their customers. Those banks and those financial institutions are leaning in now, and that's a big deal for sure, not just for Ripple, but for the whole industry. So he has certainly lived up.
Well, like the president said at Davos today, we want to be number one. We want to be the global capital in artificial intelligence as well as crypto. These are two areas that are absolutely vital for the future. They're both cutting edge technologies.
And the world capital of artificial intelligence and crypto. My administration has also begun the largest deregulation campaign in history.
President Trump has declared that the U.S. must be the crypto capital of the world.
I have spoken directly with the president on some of these things, and it's very clear to me that the president is committed. He understands the value of these technologies. He wants to be the crypto president of the United States.
I have already experienced personally since the election the outreach, the engagement with the people coming into office is very real, and they're trying to figure out, hey, let's figure out how to make this work. I think we will see a market structure bill in the United States. I think some derivative of Fit 21 will pass in the first 6 months.
Internet 3.0 is what we're talking about today, and that's the internet of value. And we're approaching it in a principled way.
We've been so repressed by the fear of regulation or the lack of certainty. I think everyone in our industry kind of has Stockholm syndrome right now. Like, we're so used to being afraid of the government and of not trying to do anything. And that the rebels just threw the gates open and there's sun beaming in, and we're all just still sitting there too afraid to be excited that it's a new era. The market's only up 25% or something since the election. I think it should have doubled, right? So I'm so bullish because
It is a new dawn for the crypto industry in the United States.
The reason I've come to address the Bitcoin community today can be summed up in two very simple words: America first. Because if we don't do it, China's going to be doing, others are going to be doing it. Let's do it and do it right. My vision is for an America that dominates the future. We have the best economy, the highest standard of living.
Imagine a world where innovation flourishes, where the United States leads the charge in blockchain and crypto technology. A world where the barriers of bureaucracy are replaced by fertile ground for growth, collaboration, and a new economic renaissance. This is no longer a distant dream. It's a reality that is unfolding right before our eyes. And it starts with Donald Trump's vision to make America the crypto capital of the world. For the past 4 years in the crypto industry, and we as investors have endured nothing short of an all-out crusade. We faced relentless attacks from the old guard, bureaucracy from the SEC, the FDIC, the OCC, and the Fed Reserve, all operating under the administration that weaponized regulation to stifle innovation. We watched as Gary Gensler's SEC, an army of enforcement attorneys, waged war on crypto, filing over 120 lawsuits targeting crypto companies, exchanges, and even individuals. They crushed the spirit of an industry built on freedom, accessibility, and decentralization. Ripple was one of the most prominent U.S. blockchain companies, dragged into a years-long legal battle that sought to cripple its ability to operate and set precedent by forcing them to bend the knee. But they did not, and they fought back, and in the end, Ripple's victory, where a federal judge ruled XRP in and of itself is not a security, was a monumental moment of vindication for the entire crypto industry. It wasn't just a legal win, it was a symbol of resilience and power, of standing firm in the face of adversity. The industry didn't break. We endured, we innovated, and we triumphed. Now we're turning the page. The era of regulation by enforcement and deliberate ambiguity is coming to an end. The aggressive overreach of Gary Gensler at the SEC will soon be replaced by an era of a warm embrace, collaboration, and opportunity. Donald Trump's incoming administration has one key priority at the top, and it's growth. Because he believes, along with many others, that growth is how we solve the debt crisis.
I'll tell you, in my experience with the Trump administration the first time around, every time my agency would have communications with the White House, every conversation began and ended with the same question. What are you guys doing to get us to 4% economic growth? The one thing that drives Donald Trump is the belief that all the mess we're in terms of our debt, mountain of debt we're under, the only way out is through economic growth. And I think what you're hearing now is commitment to crypto, but also AI and other innovations. How do we turbocharge the United States economy?
If we're talking about Trump, I think it's very interesting. I'm actually very optimistic this time around that we're going to see. I'm very hopeful about this. He seems to have a lot of energy around reducing regulation. And my point of view, if I can help him do that, I'm going to help him. Because we do have too much regulation in this country. This country is so set up to grow. By the way, all of our problems, all of our economic problems, like if you look at the deficit and the debt, the national debt, and how gigantic it is as a portion of GDP, these are real problems and they're real long-term problems. And the way you get out of them is by outgrowing them. You're going to solve the problem of the national debt by making it a smaller percentage of GDP, not by shrinking the national debt, but by growing the GDP. You have to grow the denominator. And that means you have to grow GDP at, 3, 4, 5% a year and, let the national debt grow slower than that. If you can do that, this is a very manageable problem. So we need a growth orientation in this country. This is the most important thing, a growth mindset. And we are the luckiest country in the world. We have all these natural resources, including energy independence. We have the best risk capital system in the world by far. We are burdened by excessive permitting and regulation. Very optimistic that President Trump is serious about this regulatory agenda, and I think he has a good chance of succeeding.
And unleashing American innovation is what Trump 2.0 is all about, by tearing down the walls of overregulation and creating a supportive, clear regulatory environment. He has championed mass deregulation, which often goes overlooked by an industry looking for regulatory clarity, but they're a key deregulation that we can benefit from, and many of the rules that Gary cooked up. And the SEC will no longer be a tool of suppression. With Paul Atkins at the helm, the agency will work with the crypto industry, not against it. And the Treasury Department, led by Scott Bessent, will prioritize the integration of crypto and tokenization into the U.S. financial system. Institutions will finally be welcomed into the space with clarity and confidence, unlocking untapped potential. This shift is monumental, especially for American companies like Ripple and American crypto assets like XRP, XLM, ADA, HBAR. Ripple has spent years building enterprise-grade solutions for cross-border payments, tokenization, and liquidity management solutions that are ready to scale globally. Under Trump's policies, Ripple will thrive in an environment where institutions feel confident in embracing crypto. With regulatory clarity, it fosters innovation and market growth. U.S. created digital assets like XRP and stablecoins from U.S. issuers like Ripple with RLUSD are positioned to dominate. This isn't just about regulatory clarity. It's about giving U.S. companies the tools and support they need to capture significant market share in the global economy that has been waiting for this moment. And tax-free capital gains on U.S. cryptos is going to have a significant impact. And like we just talked about, growth is the goal. They're going to give the American companies the advantage in ways that are going to propel them to grow market share and create jobs and create GDP. We need to grow GDP, and stablecoins are a catalyst for economic growth. The USD stablecoins are 99% of the market. There'll be other stablecoins issued, but they're never going to come close to USD stablecoins, which is the apex predator, and that's complementary to crypto. And stablecoins like RLUSD are critical to Trump's vision of expanding US dollar dominance. These digital dollars are the pipelines for billions to access.
As part of our effort to provide regulatory clarity, we will create a framework to enable the safe and responsible expansion of stable coins, allowing us to extend the dominance of the U.S. dollar to new frontiers all around the world. America will be richer, the world will be better, and there will be billions and billions of people brought into crypto economy and storing their savings in Bitcoin. So that's the way it is. That's pretty much the way it is.
Trump has made it clear the future of finance isn't about restricting innovation. It's about empowering it. The foundation of Trump's crypto vision is rooted in a single word: growth. The mass deregulation, tax reforms, and dismantling of outdated regulations and rules. Trump's administration will create an environment that welcomes institutional adoption of crypto, encourages U.S. innovation to flourish globally, and positions the U.S. as the global leader in blockchain technology. And don't be surprised to see the Treasury start issuing Treasury bills eventually on blockchains, maybe the XRP Ledger.
Well, Charlie, it actually goes back to a speech that Donald Trump gave in Nashville in July, laying out a whole series of initiatives to, as he put it, then make the United States the crypto capital of the world.
Right.
And included in that was a crypto council, was included the ability to self-custody your own crypto, was included a Bitcoin reserve or a crypto reserve.
And what he specifically means, because these are not just random things that he might do. These are pledges, promises, and things that will be done and are actively underway. We are not just entering a new chapter. We're embarking on a new era, one where DeFi Summer 2.0 becomes a reality. You better get your sunscreen ready because it's going to be a scorcher. Tailwinds of this administration will drive unprecedented growth, and opportunities are limitless. Think about where we've come from and where we're headed. This is no longer about survival. It's about thriving. The battle scars we've earned over the past 4 years are proof of our resilience. Now it's time to take what we've learned and turn it into action. And understanding and getting past those 4 years of brutality is not going to be easy. But the reality is we're entering boomtown 2025, a time of prosperity, freedom, and innovation. Ripple, XRP, and the broader U.S. crypto industry are ready to lead. But the question is, are you? Prepare, adapt, and position yourself for generational wealth. This era will create. Let go of outdated narratives and embrace the possibilities ahead.
Let me guess, you are a Donald Trump fan, at least of a presidency as he oversees a crypto world that he's very open-armed to.
For sure. We, for years in the United States, have had an attack on the crypto industry. It's been war.
For 3.5 years, the current administration has waged a war on crypto and Bitcoin like nobody's ever seen before. For those who work in this industry, they target your banks, they choke off your financial services. Our nation has never thrived by trying to censor new ideas and shut down the dreams of our people. America always plants our flag on the next frontier and pushes boldly ahead.
Well, I know you do so much international business, but having that overhang of the SEC and litigation, does it hurt you here in the U.S. moving forward, doing the kinds of things that you want to do?
Yeah, unfortunately, it really does. It makes it harder to grow our business domestically because a lot of the banks and financial institutions, even though they understand legally that the judge's decision stands and that XRP is not a security, it still gives them pause that you have the SEC going out and making phone calls saying, well, we still think XRP is a security. Now, we find that to be unlawful, at a minimum unethical, but perhaps unlawful. And so we're going to keep fighting the fight here in the United States. Meanwhile, we'll continue growing the business outside the United States. 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And eventually, I think we'll unlock the US market because these are technologies that I view as inevitable.
So now the new, particularly the financial regulators, are coming in with the mandate of heaven to solve the roadblocks that have been created in the US for crypto and for broader capital market growth. So we need bold. I want bold.
Because when America is prospering, Bitcoin is soaring, and it'll go up with it. As we implement these reforms, Bitcoin and crypto will grow our economy, cement American financial dominance, and strengthen our entire country long into the future.
With Trump in office, we'll see the regulatory floodgates open, and the U.S. will reclaim its position as the global leader in blockchain innovation. The rest of the world waiting for us to take the lead. A pro-crypto administration and supportive of stablecoins is important here, will spark a chain reaction that will reach every corner of the globe.
We've got to get the United States growing in as it relates to this industry. And the Biden administration, really not just the United States SEC, but other parts of the government as well, have been pretty hostile towards crypto despite its growth.
This afternoon, I'm laying out my plan to ensure that the United States will be the crypto capital of the planet and the Bitcoin superpower of the world, and we'll get it done. If crypto is going to define the future, I want to be mined, minted, and made in the USA. It's going to be. It's not going to be made anywhere else. And if Bitcoin is going to the moon, as we say, it's going to the moon, I want America to be the nation that leads the way. And that's what's going to happen. No, you're going to be very happy with me. You're going to be so happy. You're going to say he's the greatest guy.
And I think that the Trump administration's embrace of Bitcoin and the broader crypto industry is extremely bullish from the dollar. The dollar is already the world reserve currency. We have a debt crisis in this country. How are we going to sustain the issuance of U.S. treasuries? We need a buyer. Who's going to be the biggest buyer of treasuries over the next 5 years? My prediction is that it's the stablecoin industry, and that's done through deregulation. And I expect the dollar and Bitcoin and crypto to rise together under the Trump administration.
People in the crypto industry are frustrated that no one's ever put together a sensible plan as to how to regulate an industry. They're fine with regulation, but they just want guidelines. And they've said that. And the problem is you see so many companies that have been so unfairly treated, right? So many lawsuits, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, people attacked, companies attacked. And they're just saying, just give us, give us the rules of the road, and we'll obey them. And by the way, if you give us the rules of the road, chances are the rest of the world will follow. And so I think sensible regulation makes a lot of sense. And, a lot of people think that, the crypto industry doesn't want regulation. That's actually not true. They just want sensible regulation that they can follow, regulation that's crystal clear, that's black and white. And they don't want to see people like Gary Gensler, who was absolutely a disaster for crypto. Everything he could to try and stifle innovation, he would do so. And those people have all been cleared out, and I think they will put together good regulation. I think we will have a clear roadmap, and hopefully the rest of the world follows that. Hopefully we can lead by example, because that's what we should do as Americans. And hopefully we truly are the crypto superpower of the world.
And by the way, I saw you guys go through those same attacks every single day. I saw them come after you. I saw them strip your bank accounts. I saw them cancel you like crazy. The same thing that they were doing to us because we were running for politics is the exact same thing that they were doing to the crypto industry. And so for the first time, it exposed me to a totally different view on life. Not just in America, but also around the world. I mean, guys, I've seen the modern financial system be weaponized. I've seen politics be weaponized. I've seen the legal system in this world be weaponized. And it's one of the reasons that I love crypto. It's one of the reasons I so strongly believe in DeFi. It's one of the reasons we started World Liberty Financial. We've seen the weaponization of the system. We've seen what these people will do. And that's so millions of people could get away from the very financial institutions that were attacking them each and every day.
It was my father, and I think he realizes that every country in the world is embracing it, and people are running. I mean, look at where we are right now in Abu Dhabi. I mean, they're putting billions of dollars into crypto, into kind of digital technologies. And if we don't do it as America, we're going to be left behind. And he wants to make America the crypto capital of the world. He's been very, very clear with that. And I applaud that. I mean, listen, right now, if you live in America, you want to go out and get a home loan, it takes you 90 days. How the hell does it take you 90 days to get a home loan? By then, by the way, the house is already sold. Your dream is gone. Zero chance you're getting it. Why does it? I mean, there is nothing on blockchain that can't be done better, faster, substantially cheaper, not pushing paper. I mean, the banking system that we have around the world, the modern banking system, is antiquated. It's antiquated, and it's just a matter of time before really crypto not only catches up, but just really leaps ahead. And so we're incredibly excited on a lot of fronts, and I think America will be the crypto capital of the world, and I fully support it. My father fully supports it. Our family, is fully embracing it. We believe in DeFi. We believe in CeFi. We believe that's the way of the future. And again, America, better lead the way. Otherwise, we're going to leave a lot behind.
Gary Gensler waged war against an industry that we all love, and everybody knows it. And instead, appoint Paul Atkins, who is an unbelievable ally to this incredible industry. And guys, I'm proud of that because I truly believe. I truly believe. I'm not being paid to be on this stage. I get nothing out of being on this stage. I believe because it's a future. I truly believe that this is the beginning of a financial revolution, not just in America, but truly around the world.
My job will be to set you free and to let you do what Americans do best and what you're going to do better than anybody. Win, win, win. You're going to win, win, win. With energy, passion, and brilliance like we have rarely seen before. The reason I've come to address the Bitcoin community today can be summed up in two very simple words: America first. Because if we don't do it, China's going to be doing, others are going to be doing it. Let's do it and do it right. My vision is for an America that dominates the future. We have the best economy, the highest standard of living, the safest and most beautiful cities. The Biden-Harris administration's repression of crypto and Bitcoin is wrong, and it's very bad for our country. It's really quite un-American.
The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto, and I think an unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
That the day I take the oath of office, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris's anti-crypto crusade will be over. It will end. It'll be done. It'll be done. The moment I'm sworn in, the persecution stops and the weaponization ends against your industry. And as long as I'm in the Oval Office, a lot of things change. As president, I will immediately shut down Operation Choke Point 2.0. They want to choke you. They want to choke you out of business. We're not going to let that happen. And no longer will your government sit by and watch as Bitcoin jobs and businesses flee to other countries because America's laws are too unclear and too tough and too angry and too stiff.
Make an observation about President Trump's speech, and I think it was historic, not just because he gave that speech and it's in the interests of the people in this room. That's not why he made the commitments he did. He made the commitments he did because it's in the interests of the United States of America and the values that this country was founded on. And there is a difference. I think that if our founding fathers were alive today, they would have endorsed every one of the things that Donald Trump just said on that stage. Listen really carefully to what you heard from President Trump. I know that was not delivered off the cuff. Okay, every one of those commitments he made were well thought out. And I think if he took the trouble, believe me on this, if he took the trouble of vetting it to say that it's going to go into that speech you heard today, he really means it and stands behind it.
We win it. This country is going to be boomtown. It's going to be booming like it never boomed before.
Storm has passed, and the skies are clear. The future is bright, and the opportunities are endless. Together, we'll step into the next chapter of crypto's journey, one defined by freedom, innovation, and prosperity. Onward to Boomtown 2025. See you next time on the DeFi Standard.